it's just sex. That's who we need to be kind of jumping on. The parents. The parents need parenting. They don't go to parent-teacher meetings. They don't go to city council meetings. I've got people in my family. In fact, that I was coming here today, oh, it ain't going to be very good. But praise God, I got that sense. I have love in my heart. I raised 5 children by myself. I was a single parent. What I said was because I loved it. My children came first. There's no more of that. 4 out of 5 have degrees. My youngest son is 46. He didn't want to go to college. Nobody's ever been in jail. To God be the glory. Nobody's ever been in jail. Nobody's ever been on drugs. You know why? Because this little short, fat black man, hey, mama said, if you do that, don't worry about the cops. Because I'm going to kill you. I never had it snatch nobody's pocket, broke into their home, steal their TV that they worked for, steal their car. If you happen to get arrested and go be taken to the precinct, I understand that they give you a first phone call. Do not use that call to call me unless you're prepared to die. And I meant it. Because, look, they knew I meant it. Don't tell me that you did nothing because somebody talked you into it. When you see these children in the gangs, it's because the gang members listen and pretend that they love them. It's all love, see? They pretend they love them. That's legitimate. People talk to children now, they're screaming out. If you're screaming out at a child, they can't hear you. If they can't hear you, they're not listening. And if they can't listen, they can't learn. And if they can't learn, they can't earn.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate all your comments there. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate your comments. I know
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
no.
I just want to come running for you.
You did just what we're here to do. We're here to have a very open and honest discussion. And that means, and that includes our own personal thoughts and feelings. But we have the right to do that. I'm going to come over here 1 second. I need to go over here for a second as well. I have acknowledged various individuals who have been here. I want to also say thank you to the minister here, as well as brothers and young men of the Nation of Islam, as they epitomize what I feel is commitment, dedication, and speak about how to help bring up young men and young ladies. So I want to thank you all very, very much for short notice, for coming out. You are community pillars, and I thank you for everything that you do. I need to swing over here for a second, please. What we have done for those who just walked in. Oh, Reverend Bowden, hi, and thank you for allowing us to be here in Calvary Baptist Church. We appreciate it, and we spoke earlier about you and Reverend Thomas and others coming into City Hall. We have meetings with regard to this same topic, how we can take back our community and be a little more vigilant in helping to improve our quality of life. So I thank you very, very much for opening your doors up to your church. Please give me a round of applause. I'm going to pass the mic this way because we have all gone around and quickly introduced ourselves. So if you'll quickly introduce yourselves, and then we'll come back to the topic at hand.
Terrence Davis, security Plainfield High School.
Annie McWilliams, I'm with the City Council President.
Nancy Jordan, I'm with the Police Athletic League of Plainfield.
I don't need the mic. I'm so glad that you thought of this, Mayor, and our church is more than willing at any time available and ready and willing to participate in the healing and helping and just the blessing of this community. I pray, and we've been praying for these families who have been impacted by all this gang violence and you know, mother I saw on the news. I think it's unfair for a mother to have to bury a child, and my heart goes out to her. I just want to applaud all your efforts in trying to galvanize this community. I'm very short on words because I think we're beyond that right now. I think it's time to start doing some stuff. What that is, I really don't. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that those of us who are leaders in this community, particularly the religious leaders, we need to, I almost want to say this, man up or woman up or whatever we have to do and get back our community. My faith tells me that Christ showed his faith by the works he did outside the institution, outside the building, by going into the street and reaching out to these young folks. And I'm ready. We've been more than ready. We've been doing it on this corner, trying to. I don't know what it's going to take, but again, I applaud everyone's effort here to come out. Anytime you need us to help, we're more than willing. I apologize for my lateness, but I have an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old who are celebrating their birthday today, and I'm running wild so they kind of enjoy themselves and have a peaceful place to worship and to celebrate their birthday. So please forgive my tardiness, but I'm glad to see that there's a good number of you here ready to talk about what's going on and hopefully find some solutions and not just talk about it now and then forget about it later.
Exactly.
It's time to work.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Reverend. And happy birthday to the relatives and the children. God bless them, and we're glad that they're here and able to reach the rightful ages of their age.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
That's because, can I just say that? That's
Sure.
because some of the things the sister was talking about, I've adopted. I just don't let my children, I don't care what age they are, just go anywhere. They live in my house, they got to tell me where they're going, what they're doing, and what they're hearing about. If they're not, then they need to find a place to stay. They really do. We need to really kind of take control of our children again. I really believe that.
Thank you, Reverend.
Okay, I wrote down some ways to stop violence in Plainfield, and I think that one, there needs to be more jobs in some of the programs for the youth. Two, I think there needs to be jobs in like schooling outreach for like inmates when they get out of jail. I think we need to establish how important it is to have community policing. I know like they have that in San Diego and it's very effective in San Diego, California. I think we need to change the culture of not snitching in the city because that's not helping the violence. I think we need to increase activity with the anonymous tip hotline for violence in Plainfield. I think we need to bridge the gap between police and the community because a lot of people in Plainfield believe the cops are corrupt. I think we need to have a youth forum where you can come out and talk about things that are happening in Plainfield, how to better things. I think it needs to be unification between all the different ethnicities in Plainfield, especially like the Black community.
First, I'd like to thank my niece because I'm very proud of her as a 17-year-old coming out to speak her mind. I'm very proud of you. And I'd like to say that I'm tired of being sick and tired. I've lived in this town all of my life, and there should be more people here today, but there aren't. Community means community as a whole, not just 5 or 10 people. Just can't have somebody coming out and saying, okay, I'm with this, and everybody else is agreeing with you, but then they don't show their face and they don't stand up and they don't talk. Like what you said, snitches get stitches. What is that? I don't understand that. I don't even like it. You should stand up, speak up, and wake up Plainfield and let everybody know you're not afraid to take your town and your children back. Take them back before somebody else loses their child, just like Sarah, my classmate, just lost her son Spencer. I don't think it's right. I think it's time for everybody to come together on one accord and start standing up and doing what you gotta do. Stop being afraid. Take your kids back. When I was growing up, there was no mom, I don't want to go to church. You didn't have a choice. You had to go. You had to go. You didn't get given the opportunity to say what you wanted and what you did not want to do. Food was put on the table. You ate, sat down, and ate together as a family. You had to come in when the street lights went on. We didn't need a curfew. We had our own curfew. Our parents was our curfew. They told you when to come in the house, and you abided by their rules. Stop standing out being afraid of your kids. Don't tell your kids, okay, it's all right for you to do this, and then they find out they stand on the street corner, and then next you know, you get the call saying your child is either locked up or your child has been killed for some unnecessary foolishness that should not even be happening. So stop the violence, Plainfield. Wake up, stand up, speak up, and claim your town back.
Thank you. Myself and Assemblyman Green, we wanted to address some of the things that the young lady said. And I'm gonna let you go first, Assemblyman Green, and I'll go afterwards, and then we need to also bring some other people into the conversation and give some other introductions.
I asked the mayor that I speak to you because I'm so proud of you. I mean, you don't know how proud I am because you said a whole lot of powerful things. I recall the fact that I was raised without a father. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was an angel because you have to fight to survive. So I was in a fight, street fight. We all agreed. We know we went to school that Monday morning, they're gonna call us in the office. Well, everybody showed up with their father and mother. I didn't have a father, showed up. And I got blamed, I got snitched on. So for the rest of my life, I made it my business. I would never be a snitch. Just last year, when they were locking up all the politicians, I was offered a bribe. I looked at the envelope. I said, this won't even buy me a suit. I gave it back to them. They were well aware they were trying to set me up.
Mm-hmm.
So the reward that they wanted to give me was they wanted me to be a snitch. If you wear a wire and help us get other politicians, you will be a hero. Well, I will be a dead hero. Because at the end of the day, anybody on the street can knock me out a snitch. So that's what the system think of us. So one of you, or a lot of you already said how you feel about the system. That has to change. But in reality, you feel like you have no place to go. But what you said meant a whole lot, because I have experienced it. That is why if I'm not doing anything illegally, you know I haven't done, they know I haven't done, and you can stand up. It's embarrassing when you have leaders all over the state, when you have to sit down and say, let's give these young people a chance. Let's give them opportunities. And we got a generation of selfish people. So you have to help make those changes. Don't ever let anyone change how you feel, how you think. Because of the fact, like I said before, you should be very proud of the fact of what you said and how you said it. Because at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you, as a freeholder in Union County, I looked at the line item as chairman of finance. In the prosecutor's office, I want to know how come no name was put with this line item. And everybody looked around and nobody wanted to tell me. I said, well, I'm prepared to take it out. Well, that line item is the paper snitches. So that just shows you the fact that you don't know who you're talking to and how you're talking to, because that individual will do whatever it can to save themselves. So the only bond you can have is in your community. In reality, you can't beat the system, especially this day in technology. The only way you can beat the system is do the right thing. Thank you.
We're going to make some, we're going to do this in 2 seconds. A couple of different comments because I know that some different people have to leave. I just wanted to address a couple of the things and thank you also for your comments. I wanted you to know that we do have community policing throughout the city of Plainfield, particularly in the 4th Ward. With the Plainfield Taking Back Our Streets Task Force, we have been giving out literature that gives a hotline number, a tip number, and the purpose of that hotline number is so that people can give information anonymously. Because let's face it, if your name goes on a report, then the perpetrator gets your name and address. We don't want that to happen. So we ask for people to give information, to give it freely, but to give it anonymously. Don't put your name attached to it. Unifications of all the nationalities, that is an absolute goal of the city. We need to do that across. Now I know that Brother Osmond wanted to make a comment, and then we're going to swing right back over to both of you. Oh, okay. Thank you.
In the name of Allah, beneficent, the most merciful, I'd like to start with God first because I want to make sure that my words is guided correctly. I know we were gathered here today to give solutions to the problem, because we can all name as many powers there is in our community and go on and on. It cannot exist